Hey guys, okay, you will see me in this outfit at the end of the video, um, talking about what happened during the egg retrieval and what happened afterwards. But I just wanted to pop in for a little intro and tell you guys that I just have a bunch of little random clips from us traveling to New York and a couple stops we made on the way at the Buffalo Bills Stadium and um, yeah, and a couple clips from the hotel before the egg retrieval. We didn't do a whole lot there. I didn't do any recording like at the fertility clinic. And I really didn't do anything afterwards because I was in so much pain. So I will just let some of the clips play, and I have a couple photos in here, and we will see you at the end of the video. First pit stop on the way to New York. I was looking at that too. That one's cool. Cody, get a jersey for Soki. Ooh, look at this one. Look at this hat, babe. Yeah. I like this. Jean jacket, that's cool. Oh, there's those helmets. Stop moving so I can get a still picture. Right now, let's set up the door.
That's it up now.
Yeah. Stop moving.
Okay.
Jeez. Hi guys. So it is, what time is it?
9:32.
9:30 on Wednesday, April, what is today?
19th.
19th. And egg retrieval is at 11, well, noon. We have to be there at 11. So we made guesses on how many we're going to retrieve, how many are mature, fertilized, and then PGT normal, which we won't know right away, but we're going to go over what we guessed. So Cody guessed that we will retrieve 12. Mind you, I have 50 eggs right now, and we're going to retrieve 12. 10 are mature, 8 will fertilize, and then we'll have 6 PGT normal. My guess is I'm going to retrieve 43, so it'll be 18 mature, 13 will fertilize, and we'll have 8 PGT normal. So we should know the retrieved and mature today, I believe. Tomorrow we'll know how many fertilized, and then give or take 2 weeks for the PGT testing. I'm ready to get this over with. My ovaries freaking hurt every time I walk. So we will see you when we get to the fertility clinic. Bye. Any last guesses?
Yeah, 18.
Mature or fertilized? Okay, how many fertilized?
15.
Okay. Wrong. Okay, so we had 25 retrieved yesterday, and 12 of them are mature. 10 fertilized.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was hoping for more, but
10 of them?
10 of them. So as long as they make it to day 7 next week, they'll be frozen. But they're getting sent out for PGT testing, so they usually say like 50% of that is normal.
10 of them.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But they might not all be normal, so we'll see. We'll know in 2 weeks.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Also, in the hospital right now for OHSS symptoms. Yay me. I'll update you later. Bye. Yep, felt that. Okay, my phone just stopped recording for some reason, so I'm gonna start over because I don't know where it cut out at. So today's May 1st. It's a couple weeks after the egg retrieval and being in the hospital. So my egg retrieval was Wednesday, April 19th. I was in the hospital literally the entire day Thursday. We didn't leave till like 9:30 at night. was an awful experience. So, since I didn't really go into detail while I was there because I didn't really feel well, I'll just kind of tell you guys what happened. So, I have PCOS. I was already at high risk for OHSS, which is oh my God, ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. Basically, I had a ton of follicles. So you guys seen I had 51 follicles. Um, so when they take them out, you can fill your ovaries can fill up with fluid. And you can have swelling, and if there's enough fluid and it's severe, it can like leak into your stomach and stuff. So that was the concern. I had three, I think, follicle ultrasounds, like baseline and with blood work before my egg retrieval. Uh, Sorry, my arm's getting tired. Before my egg retrieval. So, two of those times, my doctor called me, I'm not kidding you, within like 10 minutes of leaving the doctor's office, expressing her concern and that she's really worried because she thinks I'm going to end up with OHSS because of how many follicles I have. Mind you, we are traveling patients. We are not from New York. We travel about 8 hours to get to the fertility clinic. So I do all my monitoring local, blood work, ultrasound, stuff like that. So my doctor was super concerned. I already knew I was at high risk. My last ultrasound showed that my ovaries were so large that they were rubbing against each other. And believe me, I felt it. Excuse me. It hurt so bad. I couldn't even stand up straight. I had a hard time walking. The 8-hour ride to drive to New York was brutal. We had to stop for me to use the bathroom multiple times because it's just so much pressure and it pushing on my bladder. And I was like hunched over walking every time trying to get to the bathroom because my ovaries hurt so bad. So after the egg retrieval, everyone at my fertility clinic is super nice too. But after the retrieval, the nurse came in when I was waking up, and she did give me pain meds because I was in a decent amount of pain. My pain level went down before we left because of the pain meds. So once we left, we drove straight home. And honestly, I would not recommend do that. If I have to do another egg retrieval in the future, we will be staying the night again because I'm not driving home. Hi, sweetie. 8 hours being in that much pain. So we drove home. It was awful. Like I said, probably should have stayed another night. What are you doing? Probably should have stayed another night. And the next day, Cody had to work in the morning, so that's why we went home, so he wouldn't have to call off. And I ended up calling my mom in the morning. Well, what had happened is I took a nap because I was tired, obviously, and in pain, and I woke up from my nap, and she's got dirt all over our wall. I'm sorry. Ahsoka, please stop. I woke up from my nap and I had to pee really bad. So I went to the bathroom and sat there, and I couldn't even get a drop to come out. So that's when I started to worry a little bit. I called my OB and left her a message with the receptionist, I told her what was going on, my symptoms, and if she thought I should go into the emergency room. She called back and said, yes, I need to be seen. So I called my mom and she took me to the emergency room, and Cody met us after he got off work. So once we were there, they were busy. It took forever to get in. When I got back to my room, it took forever for nurses or doctors to even come see me. And I told them flat out, they came in saying they were going to do a contrast CAT scan, which immediately I didn't like because I have really dark veins. I'll see if I can show you. You can still see my bruise, but Ahsoka, will you please stop? If you can see, I have extremely dark veins. Even up into here. You can just see them. They look like they'd be nice. They are not. They are not very straight. They have a lot of valves and they like to roll. I told the nurse right away, good luck getting an IV. Rarely anybody can ever get one on me. They have to stick me a million times or have 4 or 5 different nurses try. So the first one he tried was right here. He tried, was moving it around, couldn't get it. So he did a second spot, which I think you'll see in this video, where he actually got it, which was up in here. And when I tell you I have a high pain tolerance, I have a high pain tolerance. Now when I tell you that IV had me in excruciating pain, it was awful. They put the IV in and said they were going to take me to CAT scan shortly. 2 hours later, I finally went to CAT scan. And in that time, if I even barely, if I didn't have my arm straight out like this, my hand straight, if I even barely moved a finger, I was in excruciating pain. I kept telling Cody, I said, I'm going to rip this out if they don't take me to CAT scan right now. It hurts so bad. I was going to rip it out myself. So the CAT scan people came, and I told them, I said, yes, he has an IV, but it hurts really bad. So he said, I'm going to flush it, make sure it's still a good IV. He flushed it. He said it was still a good IV. I felt it, go in my veins, the saline. So they took me to CAT scan. Well, they did it on my stomach. So they went on my arms over my head, and then they hooked me up to the machine that had the saline and the contrast. They said, okay, we're going to start putting the saline in. I felt it. It felt different, not like it typically does when they flush it. I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe it's just, because there's more. But then they started putting the contrast in. And when I tell you my arm was in excruciating pain, it hurt so bad. He's like, is your arm in pain? Yeah, it is. A lot. So another lady came rushing out from behind the glass where they actually read your scans. They unhooked me really quick, and I look up, and I'm not kidding you, like an inch thick. If you've ever seen varicose veins, it was an inch thick, and it was squiggly all the way across. Let me see if I can hold this. All the way across right here. And I'm just like, great. That's freaking great. So the lady grabs my other arm and she says, well, I have to at least try to get, and you can see my bruise is finally starting to go away. It's been almost 2 weeks. She's like, I have to try to get a IV on this arm just to say that I tried. I looked at her and I said, you have one try, one poke. You don't get it, you're going to call the doctor and ask if we can do this without contrast, because I'm not getting poked and prodded all night and have you guys blowing on my veins just because you guys want contrast. I said, you can scan it without contrast. If you see something in a scan without contrast that's super concerning, we'll talk then and we'll try to figure out an IV, but you got one try. And she's like, oh, I think I have it. Oh, you're right. They do roll a lot. I said, okay, take it out. We're done. So we went back to the room, and then you'll see the photos of my arm. It looked like I had a baseball in my arm, because they blew my vein, and then the contrast leaked into my muscle. So I had to keep a hot compress on it, and then they ended up putting ACE wrap on it later. A nurse did with ice, and that finally helped. By the morning, I didn't have a lump anymore, but it was just one of those experiences I never want to relive. And we were so frustrated. Cody's type 1 diabetic. He hadn't ate all day. I hadn't ate all day. I was starving. We were just ready to be home. So yeah, that was a long story on what happened in the hospital. So yeah, I don't ever want to redo that again. So I'm really hoping we're still waiting. Actually, I don't think I might have to bleep that out, because we haven't actually told you guys how many embryos we have. So we're waiting on the testing for our embryos still for the genetic testing. So we can do our transfer because my cycle is starting and it's go time. So the next video, you guys will probably see us. I have some phone calls of us, the nurse calling me, tell me how many embryos we have, and I'm gonna also record when they call and tell us about the genetic testing. And if I'm at work, I'm gonna tell them not to tell me, just upload it to my portal so that when I get home, Cody and I can open it together and have each other's reactions together. So yeah, we will see you guys in the next one.